Right, welcome back to part 2 of this flight into Washington, Dulles. Not quite sure what happened there between part 1 and part 2, but obviously there's a slight cut in the stream. Slightly annoying, but what can you do if the internet goes? We are still going, another 2 hours and a half to go. Aircraft still very much going strong. What happened there? I don't know. Rather annoying, I must admit. So I ended up having a part 1 and a part 2 to stream, which I didn't particularly want to do, but such is the way it goes, I guess. Let's put the IVAO back in chat. Once I'm sent to Washington, not for a couple more hours, Infinite Aviation, not for a couple more hours, got plenty of time to go, don't you worry. There we go. First bit of America down below now. Newfoundland. Let's got position on the map quickly. We're back to normal. Let's see that we have crossed the Atlantic. Now just approaching. There you go. New West Valley. Past the LTA point as well. At this point, I believe we only secure up to flight level 380. Yes, 380. So we'll do that. There we go. Have a look at the ECAN. It's fuel cross at the moment, so nothing to worry about there. Fuel cross feed. Everything else looks like it's pretty much in place. At some point we'll also start thinking about setting up the, setting up the approach into Washington. Surface are good, aircraft are fine. At some point in its evolution, something about the approach. as we start our trip into the US. As it stands, there's no ATC at the moment at this end. There's no air traffic control over this part of the US. Potentially that could change as we continue the rest of our cruising, but we'll see how that goes. I don't restart this by choice. Winter, internet cut out, and the stream ended with it. Slightly annoying, but fortunately that's what happens sometimes. It wasn't by choice. Hoping that if there's a way I can kind of continue the stream in the original, go from there, but unfortunately I don't think there is. That last stream is officially over. Yep, afraid so. Hoping that will do then. Like I say, slightly annoyed I had to do this in two parts. I didn't want to, but if the internet cut out, the internet cut out, so you lose out, I guess. There's no way for me to restart the previous stream, so I have to continue on regardless. Slightly a shame, but it is what it is. Cool, right, let's carry on. So we've entered Newfoundland, we are now over the American continent, just north of Canada at this point, east of Canada. So it's got a little bit of tracking to go for this flight. It does allow, well, it does mean making progress at this point. Yes, using IVAO, we use IVAO for every stream we do. Very much over North America now. Slowly continue our trek into Washington. At this point, let's say we're looking at an ETA of 3:15 in the morning. It's going up to 2 now, so up to 1. So that's 2 hours 15 minutes to go at this point. 2 hours 15 to go. Well over halfway there. progress, of course, looking well. Has that especially 95%, so people on board the aircraft are pretty happy at the moment. Cruising very vividly at 38,000 feet now. Bit of the cabin, passengers, bit of a mixed reaction in terms of what they need to sow thirst and hunger. But hopefully, another round of cabin crew service in a couple of minutes. That should allow passengers to get a bit more of their amenities sorted. It is a late one tonight, Fizzy. It is a late one. But that's what you get with long haul flights. And again, that's what you get if you don't monitor long haul flights. If you lose your internet or anything small like that, your whole thing goes kaput. Don't think there's a way you can nope, gone forever. What can you do? It's a blimmin' pain because it's an issue with Restream where if it stops getting data in, it just cuts the stream where it ends off. It's a good platform Restream to get across multiple platforms, but too many times I've had this issue where if it stops getting input data, it doesn't wait, it just ends like on. Very annoying, I must admit. There's no way they change it. I've complained about it so many times on Twitter, but they won't change it, so there's an alternative. I could look at alternatives. It's my fault for not setting the ends live stream thing at the end, but what can you do? Why not use VATSIM? I've already explained why I don't use VATSIM just shift. I've explained it a couple of times now. Welcome Chief Bricks, welcome back. I've not flown a Felix 7847 yet. I have looked at it. I've not yet flown it. I've heard very good reviews for it, so potentially one to look at. Definitely a potential one to look at. This is live, Vorax. This is live. Hence, back some reply and comments. Welcome back, Azato. How you doing? What channel? Let's chat. So we'll just use the thumbnail there, now I've got part 1 and part 2. Just need to get people to see it as a difference. It's funny because the stream ended about 5 minutes before I actually got a chance to kind of see the issue that I had with it. So, I was up 5 minutes earlier. I was able to see that the thing was ended or was losing connection. There's no chance to recover. I don't know. I'll beat myself up for it because it's a pain when it happens. know it's not my fault, but unfortunately, I very much feel like it was. What is the issue length limit for stream anyway? It's 9 hours, is it? Something like that, so you'd probably have to split this into 2 parts anyway, unless you want to see part of it cut out or anything. I don't know. Thumbnails updated, stats all updated, should be part 1, part 2. There you go, that'll have to do. Right, let's carry on. So, we're midway from Newfoundland right now. It's nice to see some land down below finally, to break the monotony of just looking at water the entire time. In terms of fuel flow, so we to have about 10 tons of fuel on board the aircraft by the end of the flight. Yep, contrails looking good. 4 streaks from the 4 engines. A lot of detail has done to set across and ToLiss. A lot of detail. How should we work with the FMS? Well, it's the same way you didn't put anyway, to be fair. You plug in your identifier, plug it in, and good to go. There's no difference to Atlantic or Pacific track. You know the waypoint, you just plug in the code required. There's going to be an Australian aircraft passing by actually, virtually underneath us, altitude at 37,000. We'll keep an eye out for them, because they're going to pass us below, and they're actually quite visible to us. We're expecting this 215, behind us is 232, so far it's about 15 minutes spacing between the aircraft and approaching to Washington right now. It's perfect, so a chance to potentially even go around if we need to. Hopefully not, but again, worst kind of scenario, it's always an option there. There's an option coming in, going to Vienna, and it looks like we will be passing virtually the same path as those waypoints. So they're doing Alex to Elsa. We just approached Elsa now, I believe. No, we didn't. Yeah, Elsa, sorry, yeah. There you go. And we're going to Echo, so we'll be, yeah, same waypoint, relatively same track. So we'll keep an eye out for them as they pass by. While we're here, might as well put an approach. So at the moment it's runway 19 left. That's active. So go to your arrivals, do that. Go to the ILS 19 left. And that'll be on the Hyper 8 approach. Approach. Via Bath, that's possible. The answer is no, so we'll go no vias and insert that. Now flight plan should just fall into flight hopefully, if not I'll just click this continuity. The Bath, top descent into Delro. Should just fall into place like I say. We go over to plan mode. Like the indication there as well. Zoom in a bit, it's about 40 miles. Just go step by step on the flight plan. You'll be able to see what kind of approach we're making. So runway 19, it should be. Maybe a bit of a. So zoomy, Domsay. sorry, because that's supposed to go around, isn't it? So yeah, if we can't make an approach into the runway, so actually it's pretty much a straight approach in then. Daidi, Izumi, Donsei. Yeah, it's a straight on approach in from the north. Just, yeah, okay, perfect. It's as good as the approach you can get, actually. Fair play, 1-9. Still got a lot to go for that anyway. Doesn't mean a swift approach though. Very swift approach. Is it 0-1 in use now? If it's always 0-1 in use, then we change over to 0-1 side. Let's have the charts then for that. Open charts list for Washington, stars, hyper rates. Okay, show 0-1 then, so select that, arrivals, ILS 0-1, probably go for the right then. Hyper rate approach, no vires, insert, clear dot continuity, which before, essentially it's a slightly more extended approach plan. So now descend over BAF, Delro, Lurch Bins, Hyper, Zigbee, Moat, Hustle, Yak, Kona. Yeah. Mosby, Waxin, Mosby, tip flight plan that. Let's do this again, just 2 seconds. Plan, zoom in. So, Yak. Tick onto Mosby. So clear the manual. And clear the continuity. Should just slide in like that into runway 0-1 right, perfect. Insert, good to go. Hope on the it takes practice, Trini, but you do get there eventually. It's like any computer. When you start playing with Windows 10 for the first time, it takes about a week to get used to it. It's just practice, dude. Just practice. Yeah, late night long haul to us today, Daniel. And late night long haul. Cool fact, host super signs actually work. Oh yeah, we know that. Back as our so we turn the super sign on in here. Get to the cabin. Do light up on the top there. ToLiss have that with all their aircraft where the seatbelt signs are functional. So on, I turn them both off. There you go. Smoking off, seatbelts off. All functional. Like an aircraft. I like ToLiss and their developments. They've always been very, very good in flight sim. What's about FSX was very crass and old Rex. Very odd. I mean, default Microsoft Flight Sim FMS is by far one of the most realistic in any flight sim. I think X-Plane beats it in functionality out of default, but X-Plane's kind of one generic FMS, which is across all the different aircrafts. All the Microsoft Flight Sim ones, they're a bit more developed and standardised for their own individual aircraft, so there's a bit of a mix between the two. Overall, definitely realistic. So yeah, sealers actually come off now. So that stays off, that stays on. That's all fine. Yeah, toast of the years in a fantastic aircraft. Their aircraft have always been top of the range. Very shortly, we will be back over the water again. Maybe for a short hop between Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. So we should get a view of, to our left hand side, about 1,000 feet below us, we should soon spot a aircraft inbound. They are on radar. And TCAS, about 30 miles ahead of this point, 30 miles and approaching. Yeah, they might be visible to us. They get close enough, keep an eye out. It's not after we get to see passing traffic, especially on the transatlantic route, so it can be quite exciting. Modern flight sims, lots of black freeware, and graphics increasing over the years, aircraft quality go with it otherwise. Yeah, I can agree with that, Super. I mean, look at the Bradox 3D Max and the Captain's 777. Certainly not quite there, their functionality and looks in a lot of cases. It looks quite odd since it takes more to high quality aircraft. There's no why people don't consider their aircraft modern flight systems freewares. I mean, the big part of that too is time. It takes a lot of time to develop as an aircraft. I mean, you've got the Zyberg mod entry in an X-Plane, which is fantastic for what it is, based on default assets. In terms of full release, it does take time. Even development costs can be quite expensive. Possibly it's a case of finding that balance. About 12 miles on my left hand side right now. 12 miles. Probably just out of range for you, I'm afraid. Just out of view, I'm afraid. Sadly, we won't be seeing the Austrian on the strip. 1 AM, yes it is, Moses. It's 1 AM right now. So we are officially 2 hours away from final approach. Count down the clock, count down the hours, we're getting there. Which one should you get, Deal with Aqua? Ultimately, it sounds what platform you're looking for. Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane are very different platforms. Microsoft Flight Sim pushes more for the visual appeal as well as a lot of GA flying. I apologise. X-Plane, it's a lot more balanced in regards to both IFR and VFR. Aircraft generally more functional and okay, it may not look as pretty, but enough add-ons to get something out of it. It's 2 different platforms, 2 different use cases, takes a bit of practice. I'm alright, Alex, I'm not too bad. How you doing? Welcome to channel, welcome to chat, welcome Moses. Right now for take a Heathrow much lesson, very nice. Do giants, good luck, good flight. You'll find information to Heathrow right now, hysterical, very nice. On IVAO, have we passed you already? We missed you. Shame. Now your only nitpick of X-Plane is the physics. How flaps behave, drop flaps and then they pitch rapidly. Yes, that is one thing I have noticed. I mean, to be fair, X-Plane have always prided themselves on the dynamics. Now 2 platforms, it probably is the more realistic out of the feelings. It's Blade Element Theory, which I can show you in action. There you go. So, each line is airflow around the aircraft. Each line represents the airflow. As you can see, as you go by the wing, it bends. So straight approach in the line for the airflow, hits the wing, it bends downwards, and that generates lifts. So as the aircraft is in motion, based on the shape of the aircraft, X-Plane will simulate the airflow around it, and create bottom dynamics based on that. So, instead of simulating airflow around the body of the frame, this is a more realistic platform out of 2. If I go out to... where would it be? Yeah, this will have more of the airflow behind the aircraft once it's worked around the engine. See where it's heats up the air around it, where you get the orange, the engine's there. Turbulence as well becomes generated, so you get behind us and see the different wing vortices out the back of the aircraft. So it's airflow and that, very well simulated. And that's what X-Plane prides itself on. It's dynamics. Welcome Cam, how you doing? Welcome channel and chats. Been 2 months, dude. How have you been? How have you been? The A340, it's not the longest aircraft in the world. The longest passenger commercial jetliner is the 747-8, but it's certainly up there in terms of its length. Certainly up there. Certainly the 600, well, the 600 at least. The 300 and... was it a 200 or a 400? I think it was 2, 3 and 500, something like that. Relatively normal in length. The 600 is a stretch version of the aircraft and the longest of the series. Will I be getting X-Plane 12? Yes I will, Moses. Yes I will. Any to the FlyLive 380? Not yet, Rory. No release date yet. In development still. Release dates hopefully in the next couple of months. Am I going to be up in 3 hours? Probably, Moses. I mean, at this point, well, it's only about 2 hours to arrival now. 2 hours to go. We're getting closer. Getting closer to Washington. Mostly able to fly, but analytic price is just too expensive. A few domestic flights, they're not too bad, Chief Brex. Looking at some international legs, they're not too badly priced these days. We'll see how time goes, really. Agitate your HOTAS lens to match zero climb and toga. It's all about just sorting out the what do you call it? The calibration. If you calibrate it right, so 0, 0, 100, 100, it should do it itself in terms of the X-plane aircraft. I mean, I use the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog throttle, so there's no real indents as to where they should go. Rather, it's based on the entire movement of the throttle. Crew goes to passing out to Fort Lauderdale, flying towards Washington as United 315. Very nice. Maybe see you there, dude. Happened there? Why is the webcam frozen on me? There we go. We're on IVAO, Yaroslav. We're on IVAO. Welcome back, Diego. Welcome back, Kay, today. Have set offers how to reverse? No, actually the reverse is set as a button, I think, on the throttle. That was a bit of an awkward one to set up, but yeah, if I move into off position, I think I'll just set it as like hold minimum reverse, something like that. So it's not set as the reverse, it's rather something else instead. That one's a bit of an awkward one to set up. Same Microsoft Flight, I think it's just set to reduce throttle hold. Right now, Cat 11, we are just off the coast of Newfoundland. That's just behind us. And very shortly, we'll be over Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia, just up ahead. No, I haven't entered the Volanta Across the Pond challenge. Ultimately, I'm assuming this is a day late, as such. We've already plugged our approach in, we've plugged in the FMS, that's all good to go. In terms of the radios, I need to plug in the IVAO for runway 01, so we'll do that now quickly. Go to Navigraph, go to the approach charts for runway 01 at right. IVAO is going to be 110.1. The course will be 11 degrees. Any local VOR frequencies? 113.5. Goes there. So as soon as RML is in range, it shows the VOR. As soon as the runway is in range, it shows the landing systems. top of descent, not for another, so 2101, at 19, so an hour and a half to top descent at this point, an hour and a half to top of descent. What time is it in London? It's currently 24 past 1 in the morning. 24 past 1. Engine bay has 20 bars for engine 3 and 4. Oh yes, you're about the, what do you call it, the Captain Sim aircrafts, the 777. Spent real money on that. Do you know when my what my next one will be? Possibly train sim Callum. I've got to do the train, the what do you call it? The London Underground's 1938 stock for River Games. Also, I need to do a new fishing game at some point. Hasn't also started a fishing game on this channel, and so hopefully get that one tossed out soon as well. Is there confidence around the runway 1? Probably Diego, because runway 01 is the active runway right now, so you'll need to plug into the active runway 01 sensor or 01 right. Presumably 01 right will be aircraft for long haul approach. Anyways, Moses, you have a good night. Bye bye. Possibly Daniel, if you're around for the ATC in arrival, then yeah, give us a shout. Actually, it's quite busy at the moment in Washington. 4 inbound, 2 outbound, of which 3 aircraft are inbound, and actually 4 aircraft inbound within a couple of minutes of each other. I've got 3 Heathrow arrivals, and United 315 as well, tagged on the end there, so potentially it's quite busy there. A couple of outbounds, one up to Brussels, one up to Mexico City, I believe that is. Yeah, Mexico City, Benito Juarez International. $140 remaining, gosh, it really is cut down time. I don't think it'll be quite 1 hour 49, but if it is, then fair play, we are storming this flight. I can shoot this flight. I already have Cabrera. I'm only an hour and a bit now from landing, so I've done my sleeping for this flight. I've got a feeling that the extra runway change to 19s will get there. We'll see how it goes. We've got ATC for Washington later, which we made it at this point. So we'll refer to that ATIS and then work our approach around that. One eye will be a lot easier for us because it's a straight approach. Ultimately, it's down to what ATC decides when we get there. And of course, winds. We'll definitely base it on the winds. Currently, winds are reporting 300 at 7 knots, making the 01 side the active side. How long to approach? About an hour and a half. To approach, about an hour and a half. Very much 10 o'clock now. Yeah, got all seats filled up today, Callum. All seats. It's a full house on board. Full house. That's actually down below. It has a view of Nova Scotia. There you go. Over the years, many an aircraft have fallen out of the sky over this region. In Halifax, which is just to the south of it, on the far coast of Nova Scotia. This one was the disaster relief centre for a lot of these issues. I'm not a real life pilot, no. Hobby for me. I've got a basic understanding how most systems work, but I'm not a pilot in real life. Favourite airliner, either the 737 or 747, I'd say. How much time left? Expected arrival, 2:31. Estimated arrival, we're looking at about 1 hour and 45 minutes at this point, 1:45. Starting count 10 o'clock now, we're 45 minutes early. 45 minutes early. That's why I'm cruising at Mach 184 right now. That's boosted at speed in a slight bit of time. 3 knot headwinds, nice and calm for us at this point. So far, so good. Which 747? Probably just a 400. Nothing fancy, not a combi, nothing like that. Just a good old plain 400. Which I'll never get to fly now because they're all gone. So if I'm going to fly as a passenger, I have to be 748, either Korean or Lufthansa. Probably Lufthansa, be easier of the options to get to. Cruising altitude, so we initially climbed at flight level 360. We've since stepped up to flight level 38 Speedbird. So initially 36, now to 38. We'll be sitting at 38 for the rest of this flight. Welcome, Nika, how are you doing? Channel, welcome to chat, how are you today? How are you? Jump into the jump seat, shall we? Flight time in total it's about 7 hours and a half on this leg today. Heathrow to Washington, 7.5 hours. So far we're doing about 6:45. So again, we said about 6. So we said 45 minutes. Can you fly A350 from Delta to Johannesburg? Maybe one day. Maybe one day you can do that. Do you think XPLane-12 will be a competitive flight to 20? It'll be again. Both flights have their ups and downs. XPLane-12 will still beat most flight simulation dynamics and especially aircraft compatibility. Depending on how that works across platform, it could be quite interesting. But time will tell. Time will certainly tell. Nope, not yet, Barry. So another 2 hours to go at least. If you had to choose which airline you want to fly, British Airways or Etihad, probably. I've never flown Etihad, so if I had to choose between the two, probably Etihad, just to see what they feel like. I've done plenty of British Airways flights because I live in the UK, so they're well, they're not my go-to airline, but it's actually an option I plan my trips out. Once again, we're back overland. Once we're over Drawyah, for the most part, we'll be inland for the rest of the flight. So fly over St John, enter the US, so enter St John, New Brunswick, over Maine, fly over Portland, we fly to north of Boston, fly north of New York, get to see Long Island, JFK and all that from the air, and once we're over Philadelphia, start descent and approach into Washington DC, into Maryland. Not requesting use flight level speed bag because that takes us to an odd number flight level. We need a flight level in even numbers. Limited to American Airlines, Delta, Frontier, Spirit, ATA, Lufthansa, Charlotte, Douglas International Airport. Well, my local airports, I've got a couple of them. I've got Heathrow, I've got Luton, I've got Stansted, Gatwick. All the London airports are relatively local to me, so I've got British Airways, EasyJet, Ryanair as my main three, I guess. Throwing some more expensive carriers like Eurowings. Then you've got the other national carriers at Heathrow, so you've got lot British Airlines, Air France will operate out of there, ITA will operate out of there. Lufthansa will fly out of Heathrow. There'll be a few different national airlines. Then you've got those like Logan Air, they'll fly out of Heathrow. Yeah, I've got a bit of variety, a bit of choice as to where I fly out of. Not climbing too bad, I'm quite happy at 380. In fact, if we go back to the passenger displays, so it's on again. Not really much of visibility of the ground because we're still flying super high. You can see land to our left there, you can see water to our right, and it's just nothing. When we start descent, that should be a bit more visible, give you more to look at. But for now, as we still our cruise, it's just average outside at the moment. It turns off again, just a bit of FPS. Yes, I know we turn off the passenger entertainment systems, they get nothing to look at during these flights, but hey ho, at least for me, it saves a bit of frame rate. Always love having window seat in the net cross, looking out the wing, watching the ground down below. Same here, Chief Rex. If I fly, I generally go for window seat wherever possible. Not always possible, but 9 times out of 10, I can just outmanage it. Alright, so we've got more waypoints on the screen now. Finally flying over somewhere that exists. Waypoints exist out here. On top of the descent, it's just after Bath, It's about 10 minutes before we reach Delro to descend. 10 minutes before Delro. As a position, that is about New York. So when we fly over New York, that's when we start our descents. Yeah, the map as well. The map moves and everything. I've not flown an A340 in real life, Diego. Afraid not. The biggest aircraft I've been in is an A321. I should have flown a 777 and 747, but COVID got those two cancelled. So as far as I'm aware, the biggest aircraft I've been on is an A321 Neo, actually. It was a Neo variant. The route, Heathrow to Glasgow. It wasn't even that fun of a route, it was just a domestic hop. Well, Glasgow's not a bad route, but still domestic, not anything fancy international. In time, Diego, Microsoft flights will get range like the 7675 and Airbus aircraft. In time we'll get there. It's only been out for a year, Flight Sim, and the SDK only now getting out there, so we'll have to wait and see. If you can remember, hang on. How fun the aircraft, HK? So far so good. The A340 is handling very well. It's doing its job. It's doing its job well, so can't fault it. Good at the aircraft. Gets its job done. Most of the way there now. We have only got another 20% to go now. 23% of the way to go now, so we're making progress. And hopefully be on the ground within the next hour and a half at this point, I think, actually. 143, 243, and yeah, we're within 90 minutes-ish from this approach. A bit cloudy at the moment, but nothing too bad for us to deal with. Good morning from Indonesia, Bobby. How you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to chat. How are you today? Wyatt, hello's pretty clear. Yes, how you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to chat, both of you. Caught us with an hour and a half of the descent at this point. We're making a very good time, I must say. Making a very good time on this flight. Currently in NYC Aviation, we are over Newfoundland. No, sorry, no, not. We're over Nova Scotia. That's Newfoundland, that's Nova Scotia, Boston, New York, Montreal, as well. So we're definitely getting close to the US now. Crossing the border, hopefully next half hour or so. Any builds to the A300, I believe. Was it? I'm sure it was any builds. Yes, any builds to the A300 a while ago. MJE. Oh, you live in Nova Scotia, do you? Whereabouts? Very rural place, but I'd love to explore the area someday. Spend a day or two in Halifax and just do a walk around the local woods. Favourite plane? Either the 73 or 747, Wyatt. 73 or 747. Flight Sim will do a native replay function, Barry. Yes, that's on the way. Hopefully not too far from release. I know there will be a dev mode replay with the next updates in November, I think. Well, maybe November, because November 1st now. Yes, one on the way. There is one on the way. Nuremberg. I've not heard that place. Bedford, Halifax, Dartmouth. I've not heard Lunenburg, I must admit. Sydney out there. Interesting. Favourite approach with a great view. The Washington Reagan River approach is pretty good. Love the Panorama and Sunset's pretty good as well. Oslo, good approaches from all sides. Paro, that's an interesting one. The mountains. South Shore, how's Halifax? Okay, interesting. Do I like ToLiss and Drawyah? I do, Wyatt. I've not flown it. I'd love to one day for a long haul trip. British Airways have quite a few of those out at Heathrow. Again, it's another one of those maybe one day trips. Maybe one day. Yeah, Para's always an interesting one. It's like sent for ready for SU60. I'm not sure, Barry, I must admit. I'm not sure. Next long haul flight I do in Microsoft Flight Sim will be the 787 because I'm long overdue flying that aircraft long haul now. But hopefully not too far away. I mean, so far I'm managing in the A340 pretty well. Saying it's in a two-parter, I'm supposed to doing it all in one go now, but that's just how I don't plan things properly. Well, it's not even my fault. The internet cut out for a minute or two and that just ended the stream on the YouTube side of things. So, a pain, but sadly it happens. Could be worse. I could just have a random cut, overslept, and then never record the landing. That would have been far worse. So getting a landing at least. Just over 2 parts. Pontiac approach. Sorry, Potomac. Sorry, Pontiac. Potomac. Okay, find another one now to look at. Let's get some points. Right, so yeah, we're getting net sensor. ENE's at the top of the display there. Somewhere off the top of that will be BAF, and beyond that, top of sense. Potomac. Yes, I do remember flying Helsinki to San Francisco. That's when we flew over Greenland where the sun set and then rose again to the south. That was in the original A330 release from Canadian mods. That was it was a good old flight. The aircraft was never fantastic with its dynamics on the ground, but good old flight that. Yes, little memories of that one. It's the most northerly we've flown in flight sim. Helsinki to San Fran. Right by the North Pole, that. Potomac. I'll try to remember this stuff. Like I said, pronunciation never my strong point. Do I like to explain Microsoft Flight Sim better? Probably Microsoft Flight Sim attitude, Christopher, but it doesn't mean I don't enjoy X-Plane. Both very good platforms. Things they both do right at, things they both do not so well at, but I think Microsoft Flight Sim does take the edge for me. But that's easy to explain. Still very faithful to the old platform, and I will be getting X-Plane 12 on release. No way we won't be doing that. Is there an auto pop-up hide impact after you finish a speech? Well, I presume you just use the old Shift 9 again, as you do for your normal pop-up. Sometimes it can be a bit delayed on the messaging there, but it's generally not too bad. ToLiss I don't think are going to develop Microsoft Flight Sim, at least not at this stage. Because the development cycles for both platforms are very different, it takes, in the case of Just Flight and Indie Builds, who are doing add-ons for both Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft and X-Plane aircraft, they've got different people working different teams for those platforms because they're just so different. So it's unlikely this time, Chief Brex. Time will tell, but it is unlikely at this stage. Okay, yeah, so no supposed standard, and it's just, again, cross features of fuel, so the fuel does get out of balance every so often because you're burning more fuel than whatever in your engines. They're not too badly out of sync, but the aircraft will automatically readjust the fuel flow, get the engines running stable. At this point, we are now back overland, There'll be no more water crossings for the rest of this trip. We'll be able to see Boston from outside. We'll definitely be able to see New York on the left-hand side. Philadelphia, we'll start our descent at. And Washington, is really approaching. I'm still getting a bit tired now, I must admit. It's been a long old flight, but we're getting there. We're nearly finished. But how are you guys doing in chat? How are you all tagging along? Enjoying yourselves? That's the hope. One hour, 20 minutes time to ground, 1:20. We're 80% of the way there. 20 more to go. 1:20 time to ground. This is to go, 644 miles. Yeah, no, it's Brex. Always appreciate the conversation. Always appreciate the chats. Keeps me from going to sleep basically in this flight. I'm going to sleep well tonight, that's for sure. I've had about 1 hour nap so far, and that's about it. And it's regressible because the stream ended up falling apart on that 1 hour nap. Apart from that, very good. We're all good. Aircraft functioning, still its cross speeds, that's all fine. Keep an eye out on the radios as well, the evidence is... So there you go. Ah, it's very different. VR point actually. The one I need is... Yes, AML is what I'm looking for. So it's 113.5 AML, RML. That's going to be a different one than that. 101 course of 11, 101 course 11, and then that box there should read IAD. Does. That's why I know that we've established to the localizer. I'm not working in the morning though, Kibura. I've got a day off. I've got tomorrow off, or Monday off now today, so I've got today off, tomorrow off, back to work on Wednesday. There's no way I'd be crazy enough to do this flight tonight if I was working in the morning. New way. Does the nav also allow you to climb this? What does it? No, so you'd have to manually step up yourself. You'd have to manually step up yourself. Yeah, you'd have to do it yourself. Even right now, you see, still assist at 3.6, you need 3.8. What's manually done is you change your climbing level. If I descend to 3.7, it automatically changes to 3.7 automatically, but everything's done manually for climbing and descents. All-nighter, probably not FS Aviation, probably not. I'll go sleep after this ends. I'll get about 7 hours, like 10 o'clock-ish. I've got a teacher work late tomorrow. But yeah, you get to work from home, so a little later. That's not too bad, is that? Too bad. I mean, I work at the train station, so I don't get an opportunity to work from home, because that'd be physically impossible. If a passenger gets stuck or something, can't help him from home, I'm afraid. Last year I worked to work from home, although they very much discouraged it, which I must admit wasn't my main foray, but this job, physically impossible to work from home. Potentially expecting ATC at Washington, Rodrigo. Max in the chats, he's a controller for IVAO US. Did mention that he'd potentially do it, so there's a chance. Not a guarantee, there is a chance. looking for the progress side of things. We could climb up to flight level 40 now. That's possible with the altitude there. So optimal cruise is 377. Maximum is 409. At the moment we're doing 380, so yeah, we're pretty much just above our optimum at this moment. Freeze RS, which that of course is fantastic rest of our flights there. Nice well aligned. GPS, again that's just showing our position there. The check GW thing, that's a glitch. They've fixed that ToLiss in the latest update, so I'll do that tonight. Aircraft status, that's going to be ToLiss A340 information, so 340-600, Trent 556B engines, air cycle 2908. Closest airport to us right now would be Charlie Yankee Sierra GTX. I'm not sure what shuffle that is, but that's about 5 minutes from us at this point. At this point, if we want to go back to Heathrow, it'd be a heading of 073. Distance is 2,500 miles, or 2,600 now. When we get there, about 5 hours away. Yeah, we're not going back. I hope we're not going back at least. We're almost there now. An hour 15 to go at this time. The FMS, sorry, the PFD there. Sorry, ND, navigation. BAF coming up. Following BAF is the 10% marker. So very shortly, you'll see a little arrow on the screen there. And that is what we'll wait for now for descents. An initial descent will be down to an altitude of, well, we'll go straight down to it, so we'll be down to 1,900, and then from there we'll intercept the glide slope. 11 degrees down, it's quite steep descent actually, 11 degrees down. Sorry, ignore me, it's not 11 degrees, it's heading 11 degrees. Standard 3 degree, yeah, standard 3 degree glide slope, sorry. 3.04 degrees down. Ignore me. Got a performance list as well, so next phase. Right, let's grab the weather. Whoops. Grab the weather for Washington. We're looking at a QNH of 2993. Yes, we're in inches territory now. So long hectopascals. Temperature outside reporting at 12 degrees centigrade, 2.7, so it's nice and dry. Winds are 200 at 3 knots. So potentially we'll be back on the runway 19 side. Yeah, 20 winds. Change runways again, so it'll be arrival runway 19 now. 19 left, 19 left. Same approach on the hyper right. No wires, insert, and clear discontinuity. Cool. So that's all done. That's performance. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Decision height, I'm going to change over to the runway. Work on that. That's fine. Change over to runway 19 side. 9 left. Decision height will be in the ILS 502. Right, that's fine, that's fine, perfect. Going to the radar again, so the frequency now for the approach, so it's actually going to be a course is 10.1 still. The course is now 191. So that switches over. Still using ASPA? No. RML as the DOR, thankfully. We're just changing the runway side. It's coming in from north now, not coming in from the south. And now we enter the runway at 1,700. Not on VATSIM Beluga, we're on IVAO. It's my most commonly asked question on this channel: are you on VATSIM? The common answer is no, I'm not. Do I do world tours? I don't know. To be fair, I don't know why I don't fly world tours. I don't know. It still starts up. One day I'm sure I will do, but I just never do. There you go. Camera crew getting the snack service in on the aircraft now. Potentially our last snack service before approaching now. Getting ever closer. Ever closer. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing reverse, you're doing Washington Heathrow. Very nice. Never say never. Nope, I do say never, Beluga, because my VATSIM account got suspended and they don't tell me why, so as far as I'm concerned, I've got no access to that at this point. So far looking good. Nice calm headwind. Oh, and also, welcome to America. We crossed the border a little while ago, sorry. We're now in the United States. The land of those that call themselves free. Got very fast snack service. What's blocking them this time? Let's go into position. There we go. There we go. 1%. They're getting there. Got 305 was it on board? 305 passengers on board today. So got a few people to get through in terms of their service today. Zero to 60 count you. We do Brex. Oh, yes we do. One hour and 5 minutes from landing. 1 hour and 5 minutes. It's looking good. About 45 minutes ahead schedule. Plenty of time on our hands. check my flag when we actually need approach initialization, not performance. We'll be using max flaps for this, so yeah, 4 flaps, not config 4. Approach speed will be 145, touchdown at 141, so relatively slow approaching today. Fuel on board will be 8.5 tons, so nice and light for us to touchdown. Hit the ToLiss screen, so you can see our cruise and we're within plenty of limits for a different cruise. See, we're well within the borders there. Landing a little bit on the high side for weight, but nothing problematic. Should be alright for this approach today. Should be alright. Any second now. I'm expecting a top percent mark just to go on top screen there. Any second now. It's about 20 minutes from the back point. How long? 27, so now 15. So that's about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So this is about there actually, just off the screen. View from the ground. I'm not sure which airport this would be. Some local facility of some sorts. If you look above, you can see. Okay, we've lost the airplane. There it is. You see our contrail. Zoom enough, you see our 340 in the sky. Another facility of some sorts. Never forget flyby cam. Always adore this view. Oh yes, I'd love to see a flyby view Microsoft Flight Sim. It's the one view that's the Sim's missing. It's got the rest of them, but flyby, still waiting. Thank you, Nick, for £3. Hello, Drawyah. Did you know that almost at the end of the 340 toilets on no deck? Yes, we've had a look at the low deck 340 toilets. The second party message is up. Well, amazing stream. See you, Kayat. Yep. Well, you two do. I see you're only behind us right now. Not too far away. Good chance all the spots and compass landings and approaches. I've got to bear in mind that there's an aircraft also on the way to... Oh. Oh no, they're still there. Landing time. But we should talk bus as well, so we'll see how that goes to the approach. Hoping to come online. If not, we'll communicate with Unicom. Keep an eye on that for the approach, but it should be exciting. Should be a bit of fun. Welcome, Geo. How you doing? Welcome. Geo, how you doing? To be fair, even with drone cam, we should probably still get like a showcase flyby or something. Flyby's always been like a classic flight sim view. Cessna 208, that take off from 115, but wherever that is. Wish him luck, wish him well. Yeah, IVAO US isn't the most active in the world. That seems generally the more popular of the networks for America. But you do get controls from time to time. It's not always abandoned out here. As American citizen, you're funding flights in Europe, so you agree that IVAO be more your student than him. I mean, you do you, dude. You do you. Ultimately, it's down to what you want in your flight sim. If you think that IVAO's a better match, then buy an IVAO. If you think that's a match, on that sim. No one's forcing you to pick a particular network. You do what suits you. And now, about to get ahead of Portland. Portland's coming up. A little bit for Boston, but we're getting there. Are we nearly 100%? Well, there you go, yeah, there's our top percent arrow right there at the top of the screen. We're about half an hour from top of percent at this point. TOD 01. Yeah, we're about 20. We're 30-40 minutes to top of descent. 40 minutes at most. We're getting there. Down to 1,700 for the intercepts. Yeah, so down to 1,700 for the intercept at Domsey. Heading 191, down 3 degree slope. Oh, she's 4.2, most things. Work out. Thank you, Gio. Thank you for the ride, much appreciated. We have 55 minutes till estimated arrival time. 1 hour 41 for expected, 55 for estimated. The actual landing time would be somewhere in between the middle of the two there, so I'd say maybe an hour and 10 minutes at most. It's runway 19 approach, so it's straight on in. I'm hoping I'll be able to offer smooth landing in this aircraft. It's not the easiest to get going without too much practice, but giving it a few goes. Hopefully I'm well practiced enough to bring the aircraft in. Good time. And the aircraft's doing well. Nope, longest flight I've done is much longer than this, Toby. Longest flight I've done in one go is in X-Plane with the Magnite 787, flight from London Heathrow to Perth in Australia. That was about 18 hours one flight. This only 8 hours, so actually this is not even halfway the time of the longest flight I've done. What is an LDA approach? In regards to what, Diego? Sorry. LDA approach. Oh, sorry, yep, an LDA. It's a localizer. Hang on, I need to remember what it stands for. A localizer directional aid. So essentially, it helps your aircraft find the runway heading on a localizer, but gives you no assistance on the glide slope. So you get the correct heading for the runway, but descent you have to do yourself. So that's all managed by the pilot. You get assistance for alignments, but it's only assistance. It's not directly aligned to the runway. So it requires some manual inputs. It's like an inaccurate localizer. An inaccurate localizer assists the aircraft in getting to the runway, but as a pilot, you'll need to manually control the heading. Watching the A330neo, good that sim. I mean, I've got an IVAO, no problems. It's not a bad little aircraft, the 30neo on Flight Lot 2. Free download as well, so it's worth a look, worth a look. The combination of that alongside the Flywire 2, definitely worth using. Do you see its messages to be able to see how fast I sim? Yeah, mine disappear, Rodrigo. They should disappear after a few seconds. If you've got an issue with that, I don't know, so it's not really worth reinstalling, I'd say, over that. Potentially check your settings, maybe something's been knocked that I'm not aware of. Welcome Oliver, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to chat, how are you today? Welcome to the latter Spacious Cruise. Welcome Animesh, welcome back. US-73 Max 8, not interested in the Braylock aircraft, Michael. Not interested at all. Happy Halloween, happy Halloween to you too. How am I doing? Not too bad. A little bit tired, but you get that after waking up at 7 in the morning, getting out at 2 in the morning next day. And won't be sleeping until at least 3:30. I'm not doing too bad, dude. I'm not doing too bad. I'm not sure what a Vin 3 is, I must admit. Welcome, Chakai, how are you doing? Welcome channel. Jats, how are you today? Also, Oliver Smith, how are you doing? Nearly there. At most an hour and a half, at least 50 minutes, so we're making progress. Good speed, good altitude, very good timing. I'm not sure what that 3 is either, and I'm actually have to explain to me what that is. What date? What date? You're considering the Brodox M3 and saw the price tag. Yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth it. It's basically a 787 cockpit on a really bad looking 737 model, and the cockpit makes no sense in regards to its layouts, especially the fact that the trim slider is on the EFD tablet. It makes no sense. It's an aircraft I'd highly recommend against. As our position, we are now so past Portland, coming up to Manchester at this point down below. Manchester ahead. There is a ports chief. It's not been updated in a while, I don't think, the ports. I remember I saw it when it first released. I don't know if that's a new one, the B3X projects. See that it looks good, but then it draws back by using an A320 cockpit. Okay, it says 737 at the top there, but it's as wrong as you can get for a cockpit. Side sticks, no yoke. All Airbus panels and displays. I'm sorry, that's too far off for me to really recommend it. Also, not while update system compatible, it's all thumbs down, so let me say. Not for me, I'm afraid. Not for me. Welcome, King David, how you doing? Welcome channel, chats. You downloaded it, installed it, and deleted it. So why would you recommend it if you deleted it? No point recommending that. Will I get simple traffic? Probably, Jigsaw, probably. It's a freeware scenery, well, I'm sorry, it's payware. It's a payware scenery enhancer, basically 6 realistic aircraft and airlines in the world. Yeah, just to fill out my flight a little bit with real world airlines. We'll have a look at that. There we go, there's the start of our star. That's the final route we'll be taking, the approach into Washington. Getting close, very close now. tell you now, I'll certainly not miss this droning white noise from the engines as soon as we finish the flight and land. It's non-stop white noise I've been listening to. No wonder I'm so tired. This stuff makes you sleep. I'm sure it'll be alright for descent and approach. It is good, David, it is very good. I've enjoyed it so far, it performs very well. And we're now about 25 minutes from top of descents. You can see the chrono's working fine. 99.59, that's gone. Can't take it to 100, so it's stuck at 99. Probably should use that chrono there, to be fair. The one that's actually linked. The A340 was a Revival 747. Not really. The A340's arrival on 777. The 747 never had a true rival until the A380. You could say the A3... You could say the 600 variant rivaled the 747, but the original A340s, so the 300 and 500, were very much rivals of the 777, not the 74. Digital Famous Plane, I do FS Aviation, I really do. It's a fantastic little platform, does its job well. Can't say much else than that, really. Oh, I can explain. Can't fault it. So we've done our approach setup, we've got our FMS configured, we've got our frequencies all set, we've got everything good to go from the management computer point of view. All we've got left is to wait for the aeroplane to hit this arrow, and then we descend. You can see the approach path already there, make a left hand side approach into the airport. Airport's about there-ish, so it's showing on the screen now. No reason to for terrain, there's nothing ahead of us. Weather radar's not really getting much ahead of us in terms of bad weather. Visibility wise, if I look at the meter, visibility, we're looking at 10 miles visibility, clear skies reported. That's it really, clear skies reported, plus 10 miles visibility. Give it a couple minutes, then we'll speak to the passengers, give them final updates, and then go from there. Boston should be on the left hand side now. Boston is about there-ish. I prefer Boeings myself, David. I do prefer Boeings myself. I don't mind flying the Airbus here and there, but Boeings are my go-to. Hands-on aircraft, very easy to fly. You've got more freedom with what you do. I like that. Geo, he's going to mention he's going to bring more viewers in. Ends up leaving himself. I've not flown a PACX before yet. It's on my list of aircraft to do, but it's not one I've yet flown. The A340, yes, it's very similar to the A320 cockpit and A330 cockpit in that Airbus have commonalities using their aircraft. So all their aircraft since the A320 use the same cockpit layout. As for the A330 in particular, the A340 and A330 are the exact same aeroplane. The only difference is that the A340 has 4 engines, the A330 is 2. That's the only difference between the two aircrafts. Everything else is pretty much the same. Yeah, dual type rating. So if you're a pilot and you can fly on one, your license automatically allows you to fly the other with minimal to zero conversion requirements. Dual type ratings, something that Airbus do specialise in their cockpits. As a result, it makes their aircraft more appealing to airlines because to convert parts between the different types, cheap and easy. Very shortly we'll be flying overhead to New York. We'll keep an eye out down below for the city centre and the different airports. So you've got Newark, LaGuardia and JFK to watch out. Also Teterboro just on the opposite side of the river. Yeah, and then we'll do that. And then it's time for descent. Descent in, it's 42, it's on the hour, so descent in 18 minutes. 18 minutes to descent. Almost feel the relief when you bring this aircraft down. Camera slightly off position, is it? There we go. I'll do the same for this one as well. Ooh, has that one died? You. There you go. Joystick cam there, that's better. I'm using that for approach later. I'm going to shoot 4 roll starts. Steep very well indeed. Again, ToLiss, they've done a fantastic job with the A340. It's a very good aircraft to fly. I've got to say, it's one that I'm going to enjoy flying in the future as well. We'll do a few flights of this aircraft, long hauls, So you can really do long hauls. The X4 doesn't really do any short hauls. So it'll be a couple of long haul trips, different airlines and all that. Most of the flights and legs will be historical because this aircraft doesn't have too many active airlines left. There's a few of them available, so we'll go for some of those as well. Lufthansa as well, they plan to reintroduce it into their fleets in 2022, so potentially getting some more out in the future. But hopefully, we can get some more depth out of this aircraft. Yeah, that's fine. Zoom on the ND now, since we're within that range where zooming in is possible. So that's a distance of 160, it's 320, 160, 80, yeah, standard Airbus 40, 20, 10. Just watch the arrow, ever so slowly tick down the screen. Watch the arrow, that's top percent, right? That's top of percent. So when we hit that waypoint, when we hit that arrow, that means we need to start our descent and approach into the destination airport. So in my case, it will be starting our descent down to 1,700 feet. Runway 19, it will be a straight-in approach to Washington GLS today. Nice and typical for us to do. We'll use flaps and spoilers as required. Gear down at about 7 miles today. 8 miles. 8 miles gear down. Then do our pre-land checks. We'll keep an eye out on the inbound aircraft as well. There's an aircraft inbound to the United Airlines flight into Washington. So I'm hoping that we don't end up crossing paths with them too badly. If we need to slow down, we'll slow down as well. But based on our approaching times, we're from the north to get a nice straight-in approach. They're coming from the south. They could potentially, well, depends what path they take. We'll see how it goes. They're expecting a runway. Does it have a flight plan? No, it does not, I think. Check the ATIS again. The weather is still at 2003, so runway 19 side, the north side is still active. Yep, so decelerate is a pink ring. That means we need to slow down for the final approach. Arrow is descend or climb if it's a case of an arrow pointing upwards. And a pink ring means decel, so it means to slow down and prepare yourself for your approach speeds. And then the NE as well. Very good. Very good indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick update from the flight deck. We are approximately 10 minutes from our top of descent, and very shortly we'll be making our approach to Washington, and on the way down we switch on the seatbelt sign and prepare the aircraft for approach and landing. So if you wish to use toilets, then please make your way down now so you can prepare yourself for that. Otherwise, we're starting in about 10 minutes, seatbelt sign on in about 15-20. We hope you've enjoyed the flight so far with us today. We're looking at some cloud cover on the descent into Washington, but apart from that, there's no turbulence, no rain, nothing reported. We're looking at a temperature of about 12 degrees centigrade, that's about 43 Fahrenheit. so we hopefully have pretty clear weather on the way down. Once again, we thank you for flying with Virgin Atlantic, and we hope you've enjoyed your flight with us today. Okay. Message for the cabin. Hoping that's 43. It's 53, not 43, sorry. My Fahrenheit conversions are non-existent. 43 is about 6 degrees centigrade, about half of that. Yeah, Fahrenheit's not my strong point. Oh yeah, so I'll let the aircraft manager descend for us. Only the traffic that's inbound will I take over, basically. But I'll let the aircraft do all the descent for us. Let's hop on a flying Airbus, it's automated. But we'll go from there, see how it goes. From that, we are now approaching New York. Now approaching New York. The water going on left, that is Hudson River. That's Philadelphia. Washington DC, and then the airport just to the west of the city centre. Fairfax, Centerville. There it is, I think. Nope. It's Warren Mountain. There it is. There's the airport. Runway 19 left. It's this runway here we'll be landing at today. That's the schedule at least. Welcome Daniel, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, how are you today? Greetings Scotland, greeting Langers, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, how are you today? God, if you're in Scotland, it's as late as it's here. 10 to 3 in the morning, gosh. Go to sleep, you've got no reason to be here. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, hope you're keeping well. Thought it's a good time actually, about 10 minutes for top of descent. Making very good progress in our 340. There's a JetBlue, is that? It's JWS? No, it's not. JetBlue A320s. So the JWest, sorry, JWest. JWest A737 on approaching to Newark now. And we have ATC. We have Washington Centre online right now. Very, very useful. Thank you very much, Dan. You said you'd do it. You pulled through. Be sure to say hello to you very shortly. 134.15. See, I told you now America's not super inactive. They exist. They just need a bit of a poking to get going. Yeah, much appreciated, dude. Much appreciated. I'll be talking to you very shortly on the approach. No, so far I've Insomnia. Gosh, great song though. If you don't know Insomnia, it's a great song. When the beat drops, Faithless, they're a one-hit wonder. My words, what a beautiful song. Problem is I can't play too much of it because, you know, copyright, so if I try and get you a link to it, I'll let you guys listen to it on your own time. Come on, adverts, go away. you go. Great song. Right. Yes, good aircraft so far. 340 handling us very, very well. A bit of dancing up there. It's 3 in the morning. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. My mind is long fried. Nope. Baby Shark, it was Insomnia. I just said it was, Diego. Pay attention. Keep an eye. Drop links to talk in chats. Yes, Airbus got precise one size fits all, Bazinga. So, all aircraft since the A320 and Airbus follow the same cockpit commonality, and in actual fact, the A330 and A340 are common cockpits, and therefore pilots get type rating on one, they get both. If you're a pilot, you have an A330 type rating, you need 0 training to fly to the A340. Same cockpit, commonality, just an extra throttle lever on both sides. It's one way that Airbus have managed to keep costs down by the same cockpits in all their aircraft, and make the aircraft more desirable for airlines by requiring minimal training between different types. Do I fly in real life as a passenger? Yes. As a pilot? No. I am going to do a pilot's license at some point in the next couple of years. My big thing is kind of get a mortgage first, and then pilot's license. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. Five minutes, top of descent. 5 minutes to go. We'll confirm the what do you call it, the runway news shortly as well. The problem is, well, it's not really a problem, but looking at the shape of the airspace, we're still in New York control very much so. We don't enter Washington right until our kind of short final. Well, not short final, but certainly lower descent, so we'll try to communicate to them a bit earlier. Probably when we're flying over York or Harrisburg, going just outside the airspace, and then go from there. No, Richard, I'll give you a couple of soundscapes. Yes, Langers, I am that YouTube tutorial guy. Most people in flight sim I think have now seen at least one of my tutorials on how to get the A320 working. 130,000 views that video's now got. Crazy numbers, but much appreciated, for sure. Those tutorials I did the day Microsoft Flight Sim released. It messed up my streaming schedule because I completely messed up the editing for those videos, but when I figured out the issues, I was actually rendering the wrong size, so doing like 720p and then upsizing 1080, which is a bad idea. It killed half my day, but got the videos out with good time, so it wasn't the end of the world. I did a 747 stream later that day, but most people have seen at least one of my tutorial videos in Flight Sim. Not everyone, but you get a fair few. Sounds in the A340 are not too bad. They're probably, in my opinion, the weakest part of this add-on. There are a few sounds that I certainly wouldn't mind getting tweaks and redone, such as the, if it's in the background, there's like a static noise. That's not my microphone, that is the aircraft's. I wouldn't mind that kind of being tweaks perhaps, but for the most part, it's not bad. The sound's certainly A340. It sounds like you're in a Rolls-Royce aircraft. It's not a bad, terrible soundscape. Visually, pretty good. Dynamics feels very heavy and horrible to fly, which is just like the real A340. I mean, controllers of the JFK hate the A340 in that it was so underpowered for what it was. It took forever for it to climb out the New York airspace. It caused lots of delays. So yeah, ToLiss have really made the feel of that realistic. It's good aircraft. Good old aircraft. Done a lot of work in it. They've done a lot of work in it. and the overall end product is fantastic. Right, let's do this, shall we? So, we're going to set an altitude of 1,700 on the display here. We'll change that as per the requirements of the control tower when we get to their airspace. But as soon as we hit that arrow, we're to our destination. Not bad, Beluga. Not bad. Now descend. Top 5 aircraft in no particular order: the 747, 737, 787, 757, British Northern Islander. Nah, I prefer an Drawyah 228 in there somewhere, or Twin Otter. I'd have to spend a bit of time thinking about the list, but I am definitely more of a Boeing person than Airbus. You can see where the engine's idled. The controls now finish. Starts our descent. Now well on our way to this is only expected arrival. This is based on the flight time. Ignore that. That's based on the flight hours. So when you take off, you input 7 hours and 30 minutes, and that's been counted down ever since. In reality, we're about 45 minutes ahead of schedule. We're about 23 minutes, I think, from actual landing time. Maybe a bit more than that, but we're at least half an hour, 40 minutes ahead of schedule at this point. Plenty of time to spare. Sceneries, all in description, Langers, sorry, all in description. Phone charging away from my monitor now. So this is the time to focus. Fortunately, the A340 should, for the most part, descend like a brick. Right, it's very little slowdown. It's all on its own. I love the actual airspeed range as well. That's very accurate to do with Airbus. Instead of giving you just your tick for the airspeed, it gives you a range for your descent. So this is what it's set to, 287, but you've got a range between 271 and 308. So you can be anywhere within that zone here, and you'll be alright for descent. Not going too fast or going too slow, so it all balances out from there. 134, 105 needs to be set. 134, 105. And as soon as you get a bit closer to their airspace, we'll tune frequency and say hello. Yeah, we can do that. We'll get the curve out to do it for us. So we'll do a ahead of schedule. We'll say half an hour for now. Half an hour. Are we doing the PACX approach? The answer is yes we are actually. Yes we are. Coming in from runway 19 side, north of the airport, we will be making the approach over PACX. Total astronauts 95%. Space arrival down to 30 minutes. Which even then, we're still a bit more than we actually are from arrival. Got my charts ready. Good. Passing through 25,000 now. So we should be on the ground within 14 minutes. According to the timing, 14 minutes. It is Richard, but since it's our first flight in the A340, and everyone complains of flight at night, we only fly in down this channel. Whenever we fly at night, the comments are just for the people moaning it's too dark, so I've given up flying at night time. I only use IVAO, never use VATSIM, James. I'm sure you've asked that question in the past. The answer is yes, I use IVAO, no VATSIM. So I need to be down to... so Bidell Road, 16.7. So, yeah, we're doing alright. Put the constraints up, you can see the altitudes on the way down. It's not just there. Check with VOR. Should be in range now, it's getting close. Not yet. Getting there, not yet. I was saying, Hot Skyscapes for a £10 add-on really transforms the clouds in the sim. Unrecognisable what they are by default, which are flat 2D textures. Very, very good looking these. Oh yeah, for me, Richard, it is Microsoft Flight Sim over X-Plane, but I still enjoy both platforms. Microsoft Flight Sim is visually more appealing, and even now, like the A321X and the Airbus CRJ and other aircraft as well, mods coming out. So enough to keep you going. I'm still very much waiting for the top guns like PMDG to release their 737, but I don't know. X-Plane, I don't dislike X-Plane. It's a fantastic platform, very good flying, feels really good. But Microsoft Flight Sim, the scenery just takes the edge, I'd say, over the dynamics. Even if the Flight Sim dynamics aren't the best, visually, it's just that stunning to kick over. No bank holiday today, Adam. The UK has the least number of bank holidays in all of Europe. So there's no holiday today that I'm aware of. I just work shifts, so I don't work until Wednesday. Right, altimeter. That's normal. Just show the hexagon scales for a QNH of 2.9 America again. It's all over again. Right, 2994. Right, let's tune over to Washington Approach. They should be able to see us now. Hello there. Ah. There we go. Hello there, Washington Approach. This is version 2.1 at flights level 160 inbound to Lurch.
Version 2.1 Heavy, hello Washington Center, squawk 2102.
Squawk 2102 for version 2.1. Right, 2102. There we go. I'm not sure, Ryan. Check your charts for the descent.
2-1 Heavy, thanks for their contact. Continue your descent via the Hyper 8 arrival down to 5,000 feet. You can expect the Hoosier transition, Hotel Oscar, Oscar Sierra Romeo for ILS 19 left, altimeter 29904.
Version 2 on Heavy can expect the Hyper 8 approach down to 5,000 feet on the Huzo intercept runway 19 left, altimeter 29994. Of course, that's us already good to go in terms of the approach. We will drop the altitude down to 5,000 now, given that as a set altitude. So reset that. Continue descent. So Lurch, pod at 14, continue from there. Long old track so far. Crossed the pond. Now on the approach into Washington. There's an aircraft behind us, another 340. I wonder if the other one's still here. Nope, they're gone. Dan, I'm afraid, has left us. Shame. There's another aircraft inbound as well, so United Airlines A320 Neo on the way. I've spot them on the approach as well. Right, activate the seatbelt signs. There we go. Thank you there, Richard, for the $4 Lines line. Thank you very much appreciated. Please do Las Vegas flight. Las Vegas, I've got hopefully going to do at some point soon. I own the Microsoft Flight Sim scenery for its Flight Tampa as well, so definitely see going to use more often. We'll do Las Vegas soon, dude. We'll definitely do one soon, don't you worry.
United 315, vectors for sequencing, fly heading 030.
So it sounds like what they're going to do is sequence the A320 behind us, which is good, because we get a priority landing. At least we get number 1 landing, but, well, let's say. I've done a few practice lands in the A340. They've not always been smooth, so hopefully we'll be able to work this one out. Touch wood, should be alright. Should be alright. Passing at 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. What camera are you referring to, sorry? Why don't we turn off from camera? Interesting.
We have begun our final descent into Washington. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to select any craft one final time. Please ensure the holder is stowed and secure the full upright seat. Please also store any...
We'll have fly AirAsia. At some point James will do. AirAsia is quite a common carry out in Asia, and operate the A320neo, so it's something that we could do quite easily in this flight sim. In around the Indonesia, Thailand, not Thailand, is it Thailand? No. Indonesia certainly, I think Philippines do quite a few operations out of. Thailand I don't think they operates too, I don't think. Could be wrong. We'll have to look at their route list a bit. There is a low haze on the ground, nothing too bad. Visibility, pretty good actually. I'll definitely do a private pilot's license, Richard, at some point. Don't think I'll go commercial. I'm quite happy with my job in the railways, but I'll say do a private license in the future.
United 315, turn left heading 010, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Left 010, down to 5,000, United 315.
Right. Here's the airport, 35 miles away. Yeah, the weather in London was not great yesterday, Ryan.
21 heavy, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 for version 21 heavy. Yeah, the weather in the UK was not grand yesterday. Not grand by any means. I can imagine Heathrow was a bit of a mess. So it's the landing systems. There you go. We are 36 miles from Washington. 36 miles. You fly for American Airlines. Ah, not bad. Thank you for the kind words. Which type ratings have you got yourself, Richard? Welcome, Nox from Brazil. How you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to chat. I don't think episode's the wrong way yet. Sounds about right. I think at worst it went down to visibility about 200 metres at Heathrow in terms of weather yesterday. Towards the evening it was alright, but midday certainly not a good one. That's all set. Go to performance. Don't activate the approach phase just yet. It's all there ready for us. We'll get that.
Version 21 heavy, you are 14 miles from Dady. Fly direct to Dady. Cross Dady at 3,000 above. Cleared ILS runway 19 left approach.
Fly direct to Dady and pass 3,000 or above for version 21 heavy. Right, directs to Dady. Passing at 3,000 or above. Which is fine, because it's set to go above 3,500. There's the United States Airlines traffic, A320 inbound. Recently hired as a co, still training with them for the Space and Dayton. Not bad, not bad. Wish you all the best of your career, dude. Ooh, down below, that's going to be Frederick Municipal down below. 25 miles to go. It's about 15 miles. I like to the approach phase. Yeah, 3,000 we'll go. That's the approach phase, and then we'll come the final descent. It's an A340-600, yes, it's an A340-600. There's Virgin Atlantic colours. CRJ, yes. Actually, CRJ is very nice. Very nice. So are you American Airlines or are you one of the regional carriers? I know America's got a few partnerships with regional carriers. Was it American? No, not Eagle. I'd have to double check.
315, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Down to 3,000 realistic.
Alright, I think it's already done the approach phase course, has it? The answer is yes, it has. Yes, it has. So again, looking at a minimum decision height of 502, approach speed of 145, touchdown at 140. Yeah, we'll be alright. It is American Eagle, okay. See, I know my American Airlines. There's the Pontomac heading up ahead of us. Just see the river flowing along there. Airport, hopefully, not too far from sight. Thanks for the spoilers. Brakes set to 2. These are Rolls-Royce engines, chicken. These are Rolls-Royce engines. Heading wise, we are actually already on the runway. The Magenta Diamond, pretty much bang on for us. That's position 1. That's the localizer. Just wait now on the altitude to cross. Follow the glide path down. You found me through the CRJ Top tutorial, but say do research well. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you've found that handy. Where'd you get the blue circle? Which blue circle, Rain? Which blue circle? This one. That's the go-around routing. Right, let's get established. That's position 2.
315, turn left heading 280.
Left heading 280 realistic.
Where'd you put that? You just set up in your FMS. When you set up your approach into FMS, it should give you your go-around routing, or your misapproach routing, as part of its standard setup. Sights.
Virgin 2-1 heavy, the dullest wind 290 at 10 knots, runway 19 left, clear to land.
We are flying level 9,000 feet, inbound, Google.
Clear to land, runway 19 left, version 2-1 heavy.
9 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, version 2-1 heavy. Down. Flaps 4.
Virgin 3003 heavy, hello Washington Center, squawk 2103.
So it's both Wars pilots for... There we go, right. Let's finally introduce the hand cam. So finally you'll be able to see what I'm doing in regards to my hands-on flying for the final approach.
Hello, Washington Center, this is 15303. Fly level 8,000 feet, inbound, Google.
Cabin check. So, gear down, 3 greens, flat set, brake set, spoilers on. You have landing clearance, cabin secured, pre-land checks complete. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing please, seats for landing.
United 315, turn left heading 220, maintain
1000.
3000 to establish cleared
Stable
runway
approach.
19 left approach.
Autopilot off, under control.
Return left heading 220 and maintain 3000 and established on the request runway 19 left.
Headwind about 5 knots. Nice and steady.
Washington Center, radio check, please.
Version 3003, Washington Center, I read you loud and clear. How do you copy?
$500. $400. $300.
100 above.
Glide slow. 200. Glide slow.
Minimum.
Minimum to continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Throttle.
10.
Reverse is set. Knots, 100, 80 knots, 6 knots reverse cut. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Washington, ToLiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Not
to Washington.
bad. That was at 2:30 for minute landing.
4:29 p.m. and it's currently about.
I can't fault that. I can't fault that.
United 315 established request runway 19 left.
The aircraft has come to a complete stop. And
Stop.
United 315, the dullest winds 290 at 10 knots, runway 19 left, clear to land.
during the flight. And this is your final destination. Thank you for flying.
27 runway 19 left, United 315.
You know, Virgin 2 on heavy is clear of runway.
Virgin 21 Heavy, hello, welcome to Washington. You can taxi the ramp at your discretion right here on Kilo, left on Charlie.
Taxi to ramp of my own discretion, Kilo onto Charlie for Virgin 2 on heavy. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Bye bye. Right, we're going to face the taxi camera. Do it for the captain's sides. There we go. Turn off landing lights, taxi lights active, and APU starts. There we go. So Kilo on to Charlie. The other version I think is given their landing clear. Yep, they're giving permission to land now, so they're about a minute or two from landing now. Aerodynamics and explain is better than flight sim, basically both. Same here, Karthik. I mean, both sims have their upsides, both sims have downsides. But for me, I still use both platforms. I enjoy both platforms. They're good sims. There are mods that help the realism both as well. Then no. None of them are bad, as for anything. Don't forget, we have got a replay as well, so we'll be looking at landing from the passenger perspective as well, so don't go anywhere just yet. Stream's not over yet. Right, so Delta to my left. sorry, yeah, just to my left. Now it's on to Charlie. And ramp choice, so standard choice. Anywhere I want to go, I am free to go. Let me park up next to that Korean aircraft on the gate right now. Given out, I believe, so this is the North Terminal at Washington. This is more for the, that's for United. Oh, very much United. This is more for international flights and all that, so parking north side here. Route here tour, the next place, default. I've been up for most of the time, Patrick. I took a 1 hour break, which led to the stream going offline for 5 minutes, but I have been up for the most part. Actually, the entire thing. It wasn't the longest flight in the world, this. It's a long haul, but I have done longer.
Virgin 2-1 heavy, frequency changes approved. Thanks for flying. Have a good night. See ya.
Frequency change approved. Thank you very much. Take care and have a good night. Bye bye. Virgin 2-1 heavy. Right. There's no parking lot I don't see, but hopefully Ground Marshal will, that's why it's offset. Okay, we'll do that then. Well, and it was a pretty good flight, with one of the worst parking jobs I've ever seen or ever done in any flight sim. We're going to be so far off the centre line. It is what it is. Right, that'll do. Parking brake set. That line threw me off. Parking brake set. Close enough. Right, APU is active. APU active. Tell the AC now, that's a Unicom. APU is active. Engines off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington Jewelers. Flight time today was around 6 hours and 50 minutes. Load time right now is coming up to 11 PM. We thank you for flying with Virgin Atlantic today. We hope you had a pleasant flight on board, and we will be disembarking the aircraft very shortly through the 2 sets of doors. Once again, we thank you for flying Virgin, and we hope to do this again in the very near future. Cabin crew, disarm doors and cross check please. Leak lights off. Ground crews maps the aircrafts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to and let us clear the aircraft up and bring the ground crew. So ground handling, we are on jet bridge, so they will move on their own accord. We will need to use the, I like that, Star 1, Star 2, high performance, high quality. I've not really looked at this in detail yet, I've only just installed it. I wonder what high quality looks like. Yeah, about the same. I like it though, I do like it. Star 1 we'll just stick with for now. Right, so solar power is not available. We'll do that from the aircraft shortly then. So ToLiss menu, open ISCS, ground handling. We need the right catering, box loader. Whoops, not stairs. Box loader. There we go. Box loader is that one. No fuel truck. Ground power unit there. Drive up, move into position. Then we get the ToLiss menu to do the rest. So open SCS menu, go to ground services, connect to external power. You can add disconnect from the APU. Open the exits, let passengers leave the aircraft. Same as the catering vehicles, move the trolleys and open the bulk cargo to allow the aircraft's cargo to be unloaded. How's the other aircraft doing in its approach? Probably on short final if I haven't missed it. The answer is, yep, I've missed it. He's just landed. There it is. United 315. So here comes the United terminals themselves. Right, so ground crews in their ground crew things, passengers leaving the aircrafts. Slowly, the aircraft gets service all sorted. So catering vehicles is the door position. Did I not bulk cargo? I'm sure I did. ToLiss menu. This is all separate. Fair enough. Now it's doing it. Right, let's well, end the flight unpacks and let's go through replays now. So menu, end the flight. And so VS21 A340-600 from Heathrow to Washington, 6 hour 40-minute flight time, planned departure 8:30, planned at 8:35, planned arrival 30, we arrived at 25, so we made good time there. 208 passengers, satisfaction 93, London rate 219, block time of 7 hours and 9 minutes. Moderate ahead of schedule, all looking good. Comments, so recommend your work, pretty long flights, which I didn't shut extra on. Overall, a very good flight, and passengers seem to agree. I'll drop the flight report in chat, so if you wish to look at more detail, feel free to do so via the link I'm about to drop. And what we're going to do now is have a look at the replay. So I'm going to switch from IVAO. Once again, thank you very much for the ATC service today. It's all been fantastic. There's the link now for the flight reports. So yeah, let's go back to Heathrow. Let's go on the return leg. I'm going to close the doors now because replays, they just leave them open. That's just flight sitting for you. Get all the units closed, and then we will start the replay. Volanta is no longer reporting, which is fine. Yes, Burgish, we are flying on IVAO. Back again. Yeah, the internet cut off again. That's the second time it's done that. Fortunately this time, once we'd already landed. It's very annoying when it does that. Anyways, look at the replays. So, on the left hand side, the approach over towards Reston. Second time the internet's cut off. Very annoying. Very annoying. For a 200 feet per minute landing rate, A340, an aircraft have got basically no real control over from the, again it's just kind of time that flare right. But we'll see how I did in regards to the external views and all that. It didn't seem too sharp overall. Seemed that bad really. More than acceptable. More than acceptable. I'll have a look at the right hand side view. So this side we're looking out towards Brambleton. Small adjustments on the controls there, keep the aircraft centered to the runway. And there's your touchdown. Also, I'm interested to see if we get any closer to a tail strike in the A340. Given that the centre of gravity is relatively far back in this, along the wing position, Hopefully we haven't, but certainly not impossible in this aircraft. Certainly not impossible. Have external views now, so you can see that's about 809. Okay, relatively stable approach, nothing too much out of the ordinary. Speed-wise again, not looking too bad. Short approaching over the runway, over the motorway, sorry. And to the airport boundary. Plenty of clearance away from the gear to my tail there, so no real risk of a strike. There's the flare. There's the rear wheel contact. There's the aircraft drop down. Not bad. Not bad. Like I said, that landing. I've done worse. But honestly, for what it was, you can't really fault it. Let's do a view from the end of the runway now. So we go for the classic Australia camera, Drawyah cam, and we'll just loop the camera around as the aircraft makes its approach. Ah, you can't. Ah, okay. Runway view. That's the other one from X-Plane. Which one was it? It is tower view. Go on then, quickly move over to the runway. Where's the runway gone? There's the runway lights. There we go. Not bad that. Not bad at all. Sense line again, not terrible. And overall, a very, very good flight indeed. So, that is the ToLiss A340. Very good aircraft. And yeah, one that I'd really highly recommend. It's a lot of fun to fly, bit of a challenge, bit of a change of scene as well for your normal aircraft from X-Plane. And so overall, a very fun plane to fly. So, that brings us to the end of our stream today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then do please like, do subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll hopefully see you again very soon for some more flight sim action. Take care guys, have a good one, and have a good night. Still annoyed that it's split over into two parts of the stream. Should have been one parter, but hey ho, if the internet cuts out and the stream starts out correctly for the cutouts, then that's on me, so what can you do? Take care, good night, enjoy your weeks, bye bye.